Hello, and welcome everyone. Yeah, Billy, you are in my neck of woods. You're about 2 hours away from me. Lots of stuff happening though today. Lots of stuff, of course. Busy day. I'm sure you guys seen the article about all the Walmart freezers. Just a coincidence. Yeah, coincidence that Walmart's freezers around the country are going down. Of course, having the food being spoiled and all that food getting thrown out. What's coming next? Of course, the shortage of the meat already brought on, or already talking about meat shortages that are coming. It's crazy. It is crazy because farmers, even cattle farmers, livestock farmers, farmers that are producing crops at this point, all say there's going to be a shortage. It is crazy what's going on out there. And for all these Walmarts to have random refrigerator failures, it's not just Walmarts, there's some other grocery stores as well, where their cooling systems are being failed completely. I would like to know you guys' thoughts and feelings on that. If you guys want to call in, you guys are more than welcome to. But this is a big problem. Of course, Texas already warning, put out a message today that it is what Texans need to know about the equal power warning and possible rolling blackouts coming up. Texas's main power, or the power grid managed by Electronic Reliable, provides 90% of the state's power. So, rolling blackouts, of course, are expected. Officials said they do not expect blackouts to happen Monday afternoon, but they are expected here in the near future, during the peak hours between 3 and 7 p.m. So it's going to be hard. Yeah, I'm going to get to that, Billy. I have that on my list tonight. The PSA that went out in New York City was crazy. But Americans are expecting to get hit with a fresh high of inflation from the feds, or for last month. We're expecting the inflation rate to be up from what it was last month and to continue to climb at this point. We're not seeing any breakdowns or slowdowns of inflation growth. I mean, inflation right now is a huge problem. The feds are talking about doing a full 1% interest rate raise. Of course, now people are buying everything on credit because they don't have any money left because inflation is so out of control. So the same time to raising interest rates, they're raising people's credit card bills. So people are paying even more. It's a compounding problem. Even if inflation gets under control because of this, the debt people are going to have to pay off at a higher interest rate will be alarming. Most Americans are already fighting what they're going to pay next on their bills with the income they're getting. It's crazy. Here's an inflation or recession or depression. We're all here, and they're not going away anytime soon. And Europe, of course, is looking worse as the natural gas crisis is worse than it looks there. Markets are now saying shortages and sky high pricing. And the sky high pricing is expected to last at least till 2024 there. Billy, we're going to get to that. There is a legitimate reason for that, and I'm going to get to it in a minute. But Europe's natural gas prices are still well below the all-time set record high in March. But however, the signal for more protracted disruptions of the market and anticipated immediate aftermath of Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Well, the gas markets price in the short term or short cycle, short-lived crisis lasting perhaps a couple months, flashing to extreme danger for the next winter. This is where the prices are going to skyrocket there. Our gas prices are already going up here for natural gas, and it's an alarming scale. You're looking at, for a million British thermal units, you're looking at over 194 a year euros. I mean, that's ridiculous at that rate. How can people even think about surviving? Next in the news, of course, we know BA5 and BA4 are here right now, but there's a new, even more super contagious variant of Omicron that is spreading around the world that nobody is talking about yet, but we're going to bring it to you. And it's going to soon displace the global dominancy of BA5 without a question. The scientists have dubbed this new strain BA 2-.75, and is quickly gaining ground in India and other countries, including the United States. The new variant has a spike protein mutation that allows it to bind to cells more easily. And it would help it invade pretty much any antibodies you already have. But it's not clear whether this caused serious illness than earlier strains of COVID variant. I mean, because we haven't had much time to study it. This is a brand new strain that's, I mean, been a matter of weeks now. Ripping. Transmission rate is ridiculous. It's an exponential increase to any of the previous variants. It's crazy what's happening out there. It is crazy. Of course, New York City launches nuclear attack preparedness PSA video today. And the preparedness video, the public service announcement on Monday, saying that it's best to prepare for such an event, even if a strike is unlikely. While the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring in New York is still very low, it's important for New Yorkers to know the steps and stay safe. City's emergency management announcements today. The PSA is to encourage New Yorkers to take key simple steps of an event of such an incident. The 90-second video starts with, of course, the short destroyed city blocks that have been from a nuclear attack. And don't ask me how or why, but just know that that's a big one has hit. So what do we do? It's crazy. And this is coming from, the reason this is coming out, and I'm going to talk about it here, is because Russia has officially launched their new nuclear submarine that has nuclear torpedoes. It's the biggest submarine of it ever built and the most stealth submarine ever made. It fires nuclear ballistic missiles through two torpedo tubes and a torpedo shell. When they reach the water, the lip of the water as they're coming up, they can actually engage in coming out, which is a big problem. If I'm breaking up, I am sorry. It is not me. It is Facebook. But I should not be breaking up. If I'm breaking up, it might be something to do with you. But that's why this is coming. This submarine could easily hit all major cities within the coast. It would be one thing after another. I don't know, Jeff. I'm breaking up. Sounds a little poppy. I am sorry, you guys, if I'm sounding poppy or loud or obnoxious. I do not know why. Let me see if I can fix this for you guys. I cannot physically hear myself right now, but I will in a second. Just craziness. Absolute craziness happening out there. Could be able to hear myself now, but I don't, so quite weird. Yeah, cannot hear myself, so hopefully you guys can hear it okay. Yeah, there's no ground wire needed for my system. That's the thing. Oh boy. This is, of course, New York saying people to stay inside and head to the basements if you have one, access to one. Problem with New York City, though, is if it gets hit, these PSAs are not going to mean anything. These PSAs are not going to mean anything. What's alarming is Russia, of course, Vladimir Putin telling people to ditch their summer vacations for a mystery emergency meeting. Russia's parliament members have just left for vacation when they were suddenly called back to attend an extraordinary meeting and the potential ominous sign that Putin's next move may be coming. Russia's State Department chairman announced the emergency meeting or session Monday, calling back Russian lawmakers for an extraordinary meeting as representatives went for their summer vacation, raising alarm that Russia's parliament might be preparing to escalate the war. And you're talking a big escalation, not a little one. So, extraordinary meeting is due to the fact that issues have accumulated that require urgent solutions. And that's, I feel a lot of it has to do with troops movement on the border and people, of course, pushing in. I don't think this is going to get any better. It's not immediately clear what the goal is with the emergency session and what they'll achieve. But Russia, Vladimir Putin, warning in recent days have been colored the haze about the emergency callback and the ominous tinge. The emergency meeting comes just days after Putin noted that he hasn't gotten serious about the war yet. Of course, this news comes just as Russia's forces seem to be trying to get a better coordination in their attack in Ukraine and actually moving much faster. Of course, the sudden shift in Russia's strategy is making Russia move much faster, and Moscow's ready for a new phase of war. Nearly 4 months in, with several blunders in the rearview mirror, this is a serious step to recall Parliament and Russia during their summer vacation in order to enact something that they want Parliament to fight. So I'm guessing it has to do with nuclear missile strikes or something along those lines. And this is just me guessing right now because they're talking about threatening or issued several severe threats so far in the last couple of days. Just last week, Russia warned that they could go after Alaska next and try to take it back from the United States, which was purchased from Russia back in 1867. This is all adding up to bad news. Bad news. Of course, Russia, if they do make a move, we could be seeing major devastation. Major devastation. I'm not sure if you guys have been watching or paying attention to the news. This was coming. I mean, Americans can't afford to pay their bills. We have military in Europe, crazy amount of military in Europe. We have COVID coming back all of a sudden. Crazy. Yes, Alex, I did. For being a loyal viewer, I just sent out randomly to people stuff. It's crazy. Elon Musk, of course, breaking the deal with Twitter. It's no question that he was going to do this. I mean, Twitter's price down is down to 28 million, and he at 44 million, who was going to buy it. I mean, it would be ridiculous for him to pay that kind of price. Billion. He was going to pay 44 billion, but it's only worth 28 billion. So why would he continue to close on a deal where Twitter's price has dropped in so far, so fast because of the exposure of bots? Yeah, he exposed Twitter for having nothing but bots. Nothing but bots. So terminating that wasn't easy to do. What are we going to do? We're going to prepare. If you're not prepared yet, get prepared. I don't know what to say. Get canned meats. Get preserving what you can. I mean, look at what Texas is doing. Texas putting on their ballot secession from the United States in 2023. They're voting to put it on their ballot right now for 2023. It's happening. Whereas Biden's son might be charged for prostitution or hiring prostitutes. That would be good for charge something. I think war is coming. Whether we look at it head on or not, we have Taiwan that's going to be taken by China without question. They now outnumber us with Navy. Their Navy way overpowers us. They have more aircraft than us. And they have more advanced aircraft carriers than us, holding almost twice as many planes as our whole entire fleet. I mean, this is ridiculous. We fell so far behind because we're too busy paying black budget projects that don't achieve anything for our military. Literally, we spend the most in the entire world on our military, but yet we get the least out of it. And it's not the payment going to the people active in the military, it's the payment going to research on stuff that has no bounds. Literally, no bounds. It's just like throwing money out the window. They don't care anymore. Legitimate. They do not care. It's not about the American people. It's not about what's best for us. It's about what's best for them. What's going to make them the most money? I got dark matter and CERN. CERN's so worried about collecting precious dark matter, they don't care what happens if they blow up the world. They don't. Let's be honest. If they cared, they wouldn't be doing it. That's not the case. Push every time they can. Keep pushing. That shape of events that the U.S. is in right now. Everything happening. Feels like at this point we have nowhere to go. We can only go up. We can only get better from this point. So no, 4 trillion. Japan owns 4 trillion in U.S. bonds, and but here's the thing, Susan. Japan owns 4 trillion in U.S. bonds that they bought with money we gave them. We gave them money to bail them out, and then they used the money to buy bonds. So we have no reason to pay them back or buy those bonds back at any point. I know it sounds harsh, but that's the truth. The U.S. needs to start standing up for these people that are pushing back to get something happening. Our woke military is beyond a joke. Canning meat should not be a scary process. Should not be a scary process. Their long-term goal for us is population control, to reduce the amount of population drastically. They don't need as many people to live. If you guys want to call in, I'd be more than happy to take calls tonight. The number here is 954-418-2435. Pressure canning is that scary. Or not if you have a gauge and you have a vent. You could set your vent right above your gauge pressure that you want to set it at. BA 275, of course, is a big worry of mine. Being super contagious. Resistance is basically showing no help. Previous contagions or being sick prior with Omicron doesn't look like it's going to help you. It's just sad. Sad, 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 sad. And the box is a good place for stuff. Keeps it ready to go in case you gotta get out of there. Never know when you have to get out quick, and getting out quick is what it's all about. I want to thank you guys. If you're able to donate, please do. We haven't raised any funds yet for Easter. We haven't received any donations since the beginning of last month. I know it seems like crazy times, but we definitely need those. Definitely need those donations. So we can support families in need this Thanksgiving. And we know there's going to be a lot of families that desperately are in need. So, be able to do that, we would be very grateful. Very, very grateful for any donations. Chat for you guys. Yep. It's not surprising what's happening. China makes it obvious that they're going to move. Move on Taiwan, move on who else and what else. Japan's definitely a target right now. It's just when is it going to happen? It's sad. Tomorrow, Prime Day starts though, so if you guys are looking to shop at Amazon Prime, definitely check out those deals coming up. I'll be sharing some deals tomorrow on some really good items. Definitely thank you guys for supporting the channel and supporting us. Try to give you up-to-date news no matter who wants to try to stop us or not. The truth needs to be out there and the facts need to be out there and people need to know what's going to happen next. Getting crazy. It is getting crazy. But God bless you guys. God bless America. And thank you guys so much for everything you do. We will be back tomorrow and or not tomorrow, Wednesday, giving you an update what's happening out there and what's going to happen next. But be prepared, please. Even if it's having just a week's worth of food on hand and some water, be prepared. God bless you. God bless America, our great nation that we once stood tall for. Hopefully, once again, we will. Have a great evening, you guys.